From Nashville, Tennessee, it's Country Music Time. Brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Now here's the star of this week's show, Justin Tubb.
If the time ever comes that I don't love you right, pull the covers over me. If I'm making your days but not making your nights, pull the covers over me. If I can't turn you on, just pretend that I am gone and pull the covers over me. Fluff the pillow neath my head and tell your friends that love is dead and pull the covers over me. Pull them up, tuck them in, but tell them how good it's been and that you sure hate to set me free. But if I can't cut the ice, then just tell them it's been nice and pull the covers over me. Pull the covers over me, over me. Pull the covers over me. If I can't cut the ice, then just tell them it's been nice and pull the covers over me. You sure do hate to set me free. But if I can't cut the ice, then just tell them it's been nice and pull the covers over me. Pull the covers over me, over me. Pull the covers over me. If I can't cut the ice, then just tell them it's been nice and pull the covers over me. If I can't cut the ice, then just tell them it's been nice and pull the covers over me.
Welcome to Country Music Time. It's nice having you here.
Well, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Before the show, we were talking, and I mentioned that I was going to bring up the second song we're going to do, and you said if I did, you were going to get up on your soapbox, but I'm going to listen anyway.
Okay, I think the song speaks for itself. You know, I've made a lot of speeches about the way I feel about country music and some of the things that are happening in our business today, and so that's why I wrote the song. So I think the song speaks for itself, so there's not a lot I have to say.
Well, I'm going to ask you this anyway now. There's been a lot of changes in country music, and of course you've been around for, at least 20, 30 years, right?
Yeah, at least.
And there have been a lot of changes since the days when you started out.
Yeah.
And overall, do you think that these changes have helped or hurt the country music business?
Well, personally, I don't think they've helped. You know, the name country music has gotten bigger, and it's, probably means a lot more than it did. But the country music that they're calling country music, to me, is not country music, you know. I'm from the old days of Hank and Lefty and Kitty, and this is the kind of country music I like, the George Jones, Mo Bandy, Gene Watson type country music. And
what do you think? It seems like in the last year or so, and I don't know, everyone says, well, it's because of Urban Cowboy and different things like that, but what do you think is the reason for country music's emergence here lately just really hit the big time?
Well, country music today is what top 40 contemporary pop music was 15 years ago, 10 years ago, you know. And the kids that are listening to the radio today, they hear the disc jockey tell them that this is country music, and they say, hey, I like country music, you know. But they don't know any better, you know.
Where do you think it's heading? Are we going to go back
I think we're going back to basics. I really do. I've had a lot of people tell me, said, boy, your song hit it right on the head. And I believe that's where we're going back to, because I think that's, when you've been every place else, there's only one place to go, and that's back home, So I think that's where we're going. I hope so.
Well, I tell you what, you had a little problem, I guess, when you came out with this song with the jocks not really wanting to play it too much.
No, they didn't. Well, I came down pretty heavy on them, but I meant to do that. That was the whole purpose of the song, because I wanted to, shake some people up, and I hope maybe I did that, I hope I didn't make any of them too mad at me to where that they won't play something else that I come out with,
Well, I think they're going to play this one too, and I tell you what, right now, let's take time out and listen to you do it, and this is what's wrong with the way we're doing it now.
Nothing, I hope.
Some well-meaning people are trying to change us, saying we've been too country too long. They tell me from now on the word is progressive, but I won't sell out for a song. I grew up when Roy and E.T. and Kitty and Lefty and Hank were the rage. It was good enough then, so it's good enough now, 'cause the good wine gets better with age. What's wrong with the way that we're doing it now? What's wrong with fiddles and steel? What's wrong with telling the world that your country, that's how you really do feel? So let's don't make it different, let's just make it better. It's gotten us by up till now. I am what I am, and I'm proud that I am. What's wrong with the way that we're doing it now? Well, the sad part about it is all of the fans who would like to hear country and can't. And most of those stations ain't fooling nobody when they call themselves country, but ain't. So please, Mr. DJ, I'm proud to be country, whether concert or honky-tonk joint. So give this a listen, and if you won't play it, my friend, you're just proving my point. What's wrong with the way that we're doing it now? What's wrong with fiddles and steel? What's wrong with telling the world that your country, that's how you really do feel? So let's don't make it different, let's just make it better. It's gotten us by up till now. I am what I am, and I'm proud that I am. What's wrong with the way that we're doing it now? What's wrong with the way that we're doing it now?
And now here is Air Force Sergeant Chuck Hawsey with a few words about the United States Air Force.
Thanks very much, Justin. You know, friends, have you ever dreamed of flying in an Air Force jet? It's the thrill of a lifetime when you can take off and soar above the clouds. Right now, the Air Force is looking for college graduates who can qualify for flight training. If you're selected, you'll attend officer training school for 12 weeks. Then it's on to undergraduate pilot or navigator training, where you'll work with modern aircraft and equipment. The training is tough, but the effort is really worth it. You'll wear the silver wings of an Air Force flying officer and be part of one of the finest organizations in the free world. To be eligible, you must be a college graduate and less than 27 and a half years of age. Find out how you can get your future off the ground. Your local Air Force representative has all the details. Air Force, a great way of life.
Just call Lonesome 77203. Had our number changed today, although I hated to. But each time the phone would ring, they'd want to speak to you. And it hurts to tell them you're not here with me. Maybe now old telephone will let me be. It's not in the book now, so you better write it down. Just in case your love for me should ever come around. You might want to call and break the news to me. Just call Lonesome 77203. Telephone beside me all the time, hoping you might want to call and say you've changed your mind. If you do, then darling, you know where I'll be. I'm at Lonesome 77203. You're the only one I'm giving my new number to. So now, if the telephone should ring, I'll know it's you. And if you ever long for love that used to be, just call Lonesome 77203. I'm at Lonesome 77203.
Lonesome 77203. Justin, I really do love that song.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that.
That's been out for years and years, and I'll tell you what, most of the country bands around the country know it.
Well, I've had no problems yet, working with the different bands that I do, when I go into places, and they all seem to know that one particular song especially.
Yeah, that's one of the old standards, and that's a good dance song. So they're going to play that in all the clubs, just about. What do you do when you aren't working? I know you handle the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree when you're here, and you do the publishing company and all the other things. When you find time to get off, what do you do?
I'm a big sports nut. I go to baseball games, and of course we have our Nashville Sounds, which I guess is about the number one minor league baseball team in the country, and I go to practically all of their games that I can, and then I go to college basketball games and football games here in town, Vanderbilt.
Did you get withdrawal symptoms over the major league strike?
I almost died. I really did. Oh, I hope they'd never do that to us again,
Well, Justin, it's been a pleasure having you on Country Music Time again. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes, it has.
And I want to invite you back just as quick as you can when you can take time out of a busy schedule.
I'd love to come back. Just any time. Y'all holler.
Country Music Time was recorded live in Nashville, Tennessee, and was brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Technical direction by Pete Franquet, engineering by Bill Vorndick. This is Air Force Sergeant Chuck Hawsey saying thanks again to Justin Tubb and reminding you to contact your local Air Force recruiter to get more details about the Air Force experience. It could be your ticket to a great way of life.